Day 1 of the NBA season, October 23rd. Since that date, Paul George's podcast has posted 16 videos. Now, George on the court in that time period has only played 8 games and also missed 8 games.
Oh, that's bad. That's a bad look. All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you all are having a good day so far. Time to check in with Uncut here, Uncut Hoops. This one popped out on my feed. Joel Embiid is why the NBA sucks. Yeah. We can just leave it right there. I agree 100%. He is one of the many, and he seems to be the full accumulation or whatever, like the full package of why the NBA does suck right now and why it's gone too far. But yeah, I'm not going to do a long intro here because I'm very curious to see what Uncut has to say about this. Me and him agree on like 99% of stuff, so this should be really fun for me. If you guys haven't checked out Uncut Hoops, highly recommend it. I'm linking the original video here down below in the description box, so if you guys want to check out his channel or just check out this individual video, the link is there for you. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Let's watch this and see what happens. Like the video if you don't mind, it helps out a ton. And yeah, if you guys want, before the video starts, comment down below what you think is like who's the major culprit as to why the NBA sucks. I think we're gonna see some Embiids and some LeBrons down below, but I'm curious to see. All right, guys, let's see what Uncut has to say about this.
But what's going to be the biggest problem going forward when we have guys making 80, 90, $100 million not playing back-to-back games? When that new TV deal kicks in next year, and you got a guy making...
Hold up. Career breakdown, including playoffs. 500... oh, my God. 500 played, 376 missed. Do you imagine working a job and you're barely showing up to work half of the days? Like every 2 days. I'm sorry, every 3 days. No, let's say every 5 days. It's time to miss 2 days in a row. You know, it's absence wise. Actually, I think my math is wrong. Y'all get the picture. Could you imagine that?
When that new TV deal kicks in next year, and you got a guy making $85 million, and he says,
"Nah, I don't really feel like it."
We can't have a guy making $95 million saying, I can't play basketball 4 days a week.
Okay, but how do you fix it?
I drank too much, boss. I can't come in today. You did that yesterday. Yeah, I'm going to do it again tomorrow, too. Sorry, man. I'll see you later. Can I still get paid? Yeah? Awesome. Thanks, man.
Load management.
You play basketball, man.
Thank you!
When it comes to the biggest dumpster fires in the NBA, there's none bigger than the Philadelphia 76ers. And looking at their so-called superstar duo, that being Embiid and Paul George. These guys, they deserve each other. As looking at Embiid, an historic playoff choker, playoff dropper, who complains, makes excuses every playoff run. And Paul George...
I'm sorry, Mr. If it wasn't for injuries, I could have been the greatest of all time, Embiid.
Very similar. The playoffs always chokes, underwhelms, and just comes up short.
Playoff B.
For PG, it's a tad bit worse. As looking at his career right now, basketball is a side hustle, funding his true passion, which of course is podcasting.
It's funny because it's true.
When looking at George's entire career, I would say in Indiana, Oklahoma City, even Los Angeles, not once with this guy, a superstar player.
$21 million a year. Okay.
And a bona fide champion.
Oh, $212 million 4-year. Oh, what the hell? What the hell? This one slipped by me. I didn't realize how much he's getting paid. $53 million a year? I think that's $53 million a year, you guys.
Chip caliber guy.
Wow.
And Embiid, 3-4 years ago, had a chance to be that. But nowadays, in my view, the worst superstar in the game. And it's getting so bad nowadays that superstar label might be too much praise. As looking at superstars, there's a certain way you carry yourself on and off the court and as a leader. Embiid doesn't do that, and Paul George has never done that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, just follow my lead.
George, way off. It's the side of the backboard.
And looking at Philadelphia's record, it's no secret, the worst team in the Eastern Conference, on par with the Washington Wizards. As right now, they're a pitiful 3-13. And out of those 16 games, the big three, Embiid, Paul George, and Maxey, they played a total of 1 game.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there because I think I might be a little biased when it comes to Paul George. Should he get paid? Should he be getting paid this much? No, but I give him a little more of a pass when it comes to missing games or being injured or what have you. Once I saw the clip of his leg being broken in half, essentially, on the court, like, in my opinion, anything he ever did past that point was like bonus. You know, that's bonus basketball because an injury like that would cripple most people. But I might be biased to it because that doesn't mean that he should get special treatment now, all these years later. And we know he's going to be injury prone, so he shouldn't be getting a max contract like that anymore. But at least, in my opinion, Paul George isn't that dude who's just like he's missing games to miss games. But I might be off. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm way off base on that. I don't compare PG to Embiid. Like, it's not the same kind of thing. What Embiid is doing, in my opinion, is completely abusing the system. And like I said, with Paul George, I think he's just on bonus time, but I think he's getting paid way too much.
Actually, scratch that. They played 1/2 of a game.
All right, hold on.
Of 1 game. 3, Embiid, Paul George, and Maxey, they played a total of 1 game. Actually, scratch that. They played 1/2 of a game because, of course, Paul George in that game got hurt, got injured, and is now out for who knows how long.
Yeah, it's like the Brooklyn Big Three all over again.
Less than 20 games into the year, Tyrese Maxey has missed 6 games, Embiid missed 11,
Sick.
and Paul George has missed 8.
And this is why I'm still on that rant about they should get paid for the games that they play. Because this is insane.
Like those Nets teams 3-4 years ago, this Philadelphia team, they have a big three, tons of talent, depth, and a competent coach. But despite that, their superstar players are just too fragile for any of that to matter at all.
I think he traveled there. Hold up.
Our players.
All right. Plant. So your left is going to be the pivot? Yes. Okay. Left is your pivot. Does he release the pivot before he releases the ball? Yep. Wait. Yep. That's travel.
Fragile for any of that to matter at all.
Fragile. It must be Italian.
Well, I think that says fragile.
And much of that Brooklyn team, there's no real alpha, just go-getter leader who shows the way and makes guys follow him. Embiid's not that guy.
No, he's
George
not.
isn't that guy. And Maxey is just kind of too young.
Yeah,
And
I
looking
like
at all
Maxey
those three
though.
players, not just hurt and injured, but stats-wise, the worst they've been in quite some time. I mean, look at Paul George right now. Probably the worst year in over a decade. And it's coming off a summer where he claimed he was underpaid and disrespected.
Yeah.
And of course, Joel's numbers in the toilet. Even Maxey has regressed in every stat, points, assists, boards, and shooting splits across the board.
I can't believe they're in a position where 90% of the money is going to these guys. And they're the ones who are showing up to work the least.
Long story short, Philly right now in all areas, they're an absolute mess and a dumpster fire. And look, I'll give them credit on one thing. They had a players-only meeting to address the problems, kind of clear the air, turn the season around before it gets really, really ugly.
Yeah, I heard Maxey kind of went at Embiid during that meeting.
Give them credit for doing that.
Yay, acknowledging a problem. Yay, it's the first step to
Now,
recovery.
for a players-only meeting, it means players
Good pass.
only inside these walls. Nothing leaks or gets out. For Philadelphia, of course, things got out immediately. And looking at someone like Paul George, again, this guy no self-awareness at all. He goes on his podcast talking about a players-only meeting.
Podcast P fam, welcome back.
Oh no, does he do it? He's the leaker. He's gonna leak his own private. Okay.
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah.
Right now, you're the worst team in the Eastern Conference. You're injured. Your team, your new city, they despise you. And what do? You go on your own podcast to just clear the air to millions of people online.
It's not our business.
Once again, Paul George's priorities are just not in the right place.
Nope.
And this guy's ego has to be out of control. As looking at that podcast, a nice little cute player podcast, interview guys, tell stories. That's cool in the summer, the off season. But during the actual season, if you're still podcasting and you're losing, then we have a problem. Looking at Paul George in Philly, day one of the NBA season, October 23rd. Since that day, Paul George's podcast has posted 16 videos. Now, George on the court in that time period has only played 8 games and also missed 8 games.
Oh, that's bad. That's a bad look.
So think about this, Paul George, more podcast episodes than actual games played.
Double.
It'd be funny if it weren't so pathetic.
Yeah, that's Mark Hamill. Best Joker voice ever.
No, what the heck? I'll laugh anyway.
Those who don't know, Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker.
Right there is downright pathetic. I don't know who Paul George's PR firm is, agent is, but get this guy off YouTube, off his podcast for at least a couple of months. And one thing I do want to hammer home, for teams like the Lakers, the Celtics, the Knicks, 76ers, those teams kind of built the NBA, they're staples of the NBA. For those teams, passionate fan bases, you got to be on the ball, playing hard, and not just messing around, being nonchalant. For someone like Paul George, his demeanor, his attitude, it just does not fit Philadelphia. Guys like Iverson, Dr. J, Moses, Barkley, those guys, they played all out, they played hard, and they came to work ready to grind. And even looking at other sports teams in the area, the Steelers, Eagles, the Flyers, all those teams in one respect have an identity of playing hard and taking the game seriously. This Philadelphia team does not do that. And you gotta ask the age-old question, who's to blame, what's to blame for this culture, lack of leadership, and just dysfunction? Who I look to is, of course, Joel Embiid, their best player, but not the best leader.
And that's the truth, with some cheese on it.
And look at Embiid. This guy's entire persona, his quote-unquote leadership style, the way he carries himself, the team carries themselves, it's like they're a multi-time champion, they're a dynasty in the making.
I know. He basically does the same exact crap that LeBron James does. Make excuses, blame others, say he needs more help. I mean, let's just be real. He learned it from LeBron. But as much as I criticize LeBron for that exact same thing, Joel Embiid is worse when it comes to this, because at least LeBron has a couple of rings to show for it. Does it make it right? No, I think it's a soft mentality that LeBron has. But Joel Embiid hasn't even been to the damn finals, let alone win one championship. So, I don't understand where this high ego of his is coming from, where he doesn't take any accountability, even though he's the leader of the team and the highest paid player. How do you not take some responsibility for the team's failure, especially when you don't show up to work half of the days?
The entire Embiid era since day one, the foundation of this era, has been built on tanking and losing on purpose. If you ask me, Embiid's entire career is kind of basketball karma. As when you build a foundation off tanking, losing on purpose, that's your foundation. You can't build a stable house on that, with that attitude, that mantra, and just that starting point. And looking at other great teams in NBA history, and just recent history, teams like the Celtics, the Heat, the Nuggets, the Warriors, all those teams have culture, a standard, built on winning, playing hard, and showing up.
And I'm sorry, Uncut just led me to a train of thought that it just goes to show the significance of a mindset when it comes to sports, really anything in life, because you could apply this to any job, any situation, any goals. But if your mindset is soft like this, where you already have a built-in excuse, you already think it's not possible. then that's going to be a detriment to your success. But if you have a winning mentality of, I don't know how I'm going to get this done, but I'm going to get this shit done. You know, think about like a Kobe or a Bird or a Jordan or a Allen Iverson, for, you know, like anybody with that mindset, that killer mentality of, if we lose, it's on me. You know, I'm the leader. If we lose, it's on me. I got to figure out a way to get this done. How do I get this job done? That mentality leads to success. You look for solutions to the problem and a way over the mountain, as opposed to, you know, well, you're looking for an excuse to the problem. You're looking for a reason to turn around from the mountain and walk the other way. Pay somebody to give you a seat in a helicopter to bring you to the top of the mountain. You know, it's a whole different mindset. And yeah, if LeBron James had a winning mindset and he had that kind of self-esteem, confidence, drive to win, he probably would have been the greatest of all time. But he didn't. He came not even close. And it's all mindset. Same thing with Embiid. He's going in every year saying he needs more help. He needs more help. I can't do this. I can't do that. Instead of, I will do this. I will do that. Yes, I can.
In Philadelphia, what's their culture, their standard? Just what's their backbone of their team?
No idea.
For guys like Joel Embiid and Paul George, they have all the talent, all the skill, even all the teammate help in the world. But for guys like that who are great players, or want to be all-time great players, they don't have that extra gear, that extra just it factor of the all-time great NBA legends. Of course, great players, great skill, overall ability, but not all-time NBA legends.
Yeah.
So that right there is the end of the video, and I'll say one last thing. Joel Embiid, for the longest time, what he's motivated by was individual goals,
MVP.
individual accolades. Back in 2023, when I was MVP, I think that kind of was the arc of Joel Embiid as a player.
It was.
Came in, established himself, became an all-star, all-NBA player, then won an MVP. For Embiid, that was his crowning achievement, his championship, and kind of his arc as a player.
Yeah.
Winning titles, numerous titles, making the finals, that's not who Joel Embiid is or ever was. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
Definitely enjoyed it. Good video, man. It's sad. Joel Embiid is incredibly talented, high skill level, but all that's keeping him down, weak mindset. And you know, that's what separated, off the top of my head, that's what separated like Dwayne Wade early on from LeBron. You know, from 03 to 2010, I would say, is he had a yes I can mentality, and that's how they got that championship, man. You know, he refused to lose, and I respected the hell out of him because I missed that kind of mindset. And the only other dude in the league I saw with that same mentality was like Kobe, and a little bit of that in Duncan. So yeah, he wasn't making any excuses. His expectation was to win. And then you see a guy like Embiid, who he broke down and cried for his MVP, right? When he won his MVP, he had a full breakdown. You don't normally see players do that unless they just won the championship, because that's the relief, you know? You can finally like exhale and be at peace. It's over. We did it. That impossible task, you know, that I kept telling myself, yes, I can, yes, I can, yes, I can. Well, holy shit, we actually did it, you know? Now you can let it go. Let the emotions come through. But he did it for a freaking MVP. So I agree 100%, Uncut. That was it for him. And I was a little late to the party as far as recognizing just how soft Embiid is until that moment last year, or in 2023, when he won the MVP. And I saw him crying. I saw the video footage of it all. You know, like Harden congratulating him and stuff, and he was just crying. And I was just like, oh, this means everything to him to be the most valuable player. It's not to be the finals MVP. It was to be a regular season MVP and to be recognized. And, well, I think that was the blow off top. I think that's the highest we're going to get for Joel Embiid. And it's just sad. It's just sad. The rules got to change a lot. They got to change. The payout has to change. You know, the way salaries work. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it anymore. I hope it gets fixed. Been loving this game since I was 5 years old. And I hope it gets fixed, because I try to watch games and I usually can't watch a full game anymore. I really try, but I gotta be real, I get bored after about an hour. Like I feel like I'm forcing myself to watch it, and that was never the case ever in my entire life. And it's funny because I can flip on a game from excuse me, like the 80s, 90s, the 2000s, and I'm like enthralled the whole time, even if I know what the outcome is. I'm like on the edge of my seat in excitement. So I hope this game gets fixed. Anyways, everybody, let me know what you guys thought. Uncut, if you watch this, what's up, my brother? Hope to see you in the comments, man. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, everybody, I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on this. Go check out Uncut's channel if you haven't yet. Yeah, like the video if you haven't and you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. I appreciate you all. I'll see you in the comments, all right? Peace out, everybody.